I'm 90% positive you already watched the video. No, I didn't watch this one. I watched the first version of this where the guys were uh, uh looking at the girls' fits. Bro, sure, but Harry Styles? I feel like you've joint offended us, dude. It's just not my cup of tea. I feel like I feel like it's always way too fucking extra, dude. It is way too extra. Like, hold on. It's too, yeah, campy is the right word for it. It's too campy. Like, this stuff is like a little bit more tasteful, you know? Look at the colors, right? Like, this is real aggro, but it's, I mean, it's supposed to be like style, I guess. It's supposed to be for like a, it's supposed to be aggro. There's like more to it, right? It wasn't just the one in the dress. Does anyone have like all of it in a link? I want to look at all of the ones that he was wearing. I think men wearing women's clothing is going to happen more and more frequently for sure. And I think it's good. You don't like camp cringe? I mean, yeah. Twitter about to cancel you, my dude? Why? Because fucking I'm saying that I don't like I don't like how like I don't like campy fits. Is that what it is? Like I'm sorry. Everyone is shitting on him for this take. Meanwhile, they're absolutely gonna slam the guy in the suit.
Dressed up. It's just like an expression of how I feel on the inside, on the outside.
Should we rank how we would go between all of us? Kind of see where the average comes out?
So like pick and choose. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel confident in my outfit, so I feel best dressed.
There you go.
Him in a suit, it looks very fresh, looks very sharp. So second, this jacket is such a statement. It's third, yes.
Yeah, that's a nice jacket.
And then between you two, I really like how clean your shoes look. Like the mix of the green with the little bit of navy blue on the bottom. I like the colors, so fourth, and then you fifth.
I'll take that.
So I'm gonna take the one spot for myself, two, because the shoes are dope. You put a lot of intention into how you got together today, I can tell. The only thing I might not mix the two sports together.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, baseball and football together, that's kind of like personal.
Personal.
It's
No,
personal.
hey, you know what? I get it.
Three, like just because you came to play today, I can tell.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it. I definitely would never wear something like that, but I can't knock how confident.
What is this argument? Like, oh, you tried. Okay, I guess like I'm confused. That's it. That's what we're, dude. These people are too nice. Okay, the people they put on Jubilee are so fucking nice, dude. It's crazy. Oh yeah, no. Well, you put a lot of effort into this, so like you're number 3. Okay. Let's listen to fashion takes from a 6'4", 250 guy who wears a t-shirt every day along with a non-drippy chain lock necklace. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that's literally what you're doing right now. Problem?
Confident you have to be to put that on. You know, that's admirable. 4 or 5. The only thing for me is like you got workwear vibes up top, and then like dope shoes on the bottom, and it just doesn't really necessarily mesh for me.
I would hope that people like notice the little accents. I probably didn't do exactly what I wanted to in regards to maybe jewelry or like maybe even shoe choice.
Okay, Sean would definitely be first because you definitely came with that intention and you could tell. So you're gonna stay at 1. Being that you have a suit, like you kind of already top everybody and you knew that. So I'm gonna just keep you at 2, keep myself at 3. You guys are interchangeable. You guys are both kind of in the same vibe. I like your hat because it says bastard on it. I would just stay in this order.
Oh, fuck? Reverse this order, dude. Literally reverse this order. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that is straight up my order is the exact opposite of this. Straight up. Like none of these stick out, okay? None of these are good. Let's be real. Like absolutely none of these are good. It goes from like trying the hardest to trying the least. It seems like a more natural fit. and a lot like but it's still very well put together, like and I think that it's better overall from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes I forgot you're a straight man, guys. I mean, this dude just literally looks like men's fashion advice, okay? This is literally, if you go to Reddit and you look for men's fashion advice, like, or no, not even Reddit. This is like Instagram multi-level marketers always dress up this way. Okay? It is probably, I would even put this below the femboy fit. Even though I don't like the femboy fit across the board. It's just like, it is so aggro and so ridiculous. This is like the most seamless looking one. Like, it doesn't try super hard. It's good. It's a very nice shirt. You know, you got a nice silk shirt. You fucking roll the sleeves on it, even though it's a short sleeve. Maybe he needs to accessorize a little bit more. He's got like a couple nice rings, but he needs to accessorize a little bit harder, because you run into the problem of just like wearing the most normal shit. You know what I mean? He's got nice shoes. This outfit would be so much better if his jacket wasn't so trash. I feel like his jacket is trash. The cargos are great. The skater cargos are fucking excellent. Great shoes, obviously. If he wasn't wearing a button up, it would be a lot better. His fit's always also pretty baggy. Yeah. This is some shit I wear all the fucking time, but it's just pretty basic, you know? Black is a cheat code. Like, black is literally the cheat code for fucking fashion. Like, oh, you don't know how to dress as a dude? Okay, wear black on black. That's it. Literally, automatically fashion. Okay? For those of you who didn't know this, if you wear like just regular fitting clothes that fit well on your body and they're black, it's a wrap. Literally a fucking wrap for dudes. Black on black is emo though? No, it's not. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
For me, I'm only ranking and based off of like what I would wear. I guess it just makes sense for me. Yeah. I'll say 1, honestly, just because just levels, yo. I'm gonna put myself at 2, just because I do like my own style a lot. Keep it real, I would say 3 because I'm sticking with my thing about the suit. The suit looks good, but it's like it's a suit. Zara, probably could cop one. 4 and 5. All right.
Like, that's a really nice shirt. Okay, that is a really nice shirt that would accent in a very his outfit might be better without the jacket, honestly. Like, his outfit might be better without the jacket. His jacket is so bad, dude. It's like, I hate that. It's like a raincoat, but it's just terrible. It's like a non-hooded raincoat, kind of. Like, wear a Coach jacket. You know what I mean? Or just wear something, do a regular Carhartt. Like, what the fuck is this? It's like a cardigan rain jacket or some shit. It's terrible.
Suit looks good, but it's like, it's a suit. Zara, probably could cop one. 4 and 5. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might, actually, you know what it is? I just realized. Is it hooded? If it's not hooded, then I think he's literally wearing a work jacket. He's wearing a work shirt, which is like a little bit thicker than a regular shirt. So it could be, it's used as like a jacket for the most part. And it's hooded. Oh, never mind. Then it's not. Okay. It's just terrible regardless.
1, 2. I'm gonna go for 3. I appreciate the suit, you know, like a James Bond type of dude.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
At number 4.
It's
correct.
so aggro, dude. The fucking double button fucking, like, the double chested vest. The blazer is like already an incredibly poppy fucking pattern. It's a risky color scheme too on top of that. It's just wild. Like, you are literally doing the Conor McGregor, the high and tight. Like, it's just obvious. This dude, I know this dude, okay? I've seen this dude all over Instagram. These dudes are like most likely to be in your promoted Instagram. They're most likely going to show up on your regular fucking scrolling adventure as a promoted fashion content creator, okay? Looking away in the distance like this in front of like a fucking Aston Martin or something that they rented out.
There we go. I put you there just because I feel like I'd look too tall. I'd be like 7 feet. I'd be like.
So you're picturing yourself in everybody's outfit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I'm putting myself where you guys are. I rank myself at number 5 just because I still feel confident at being number 5.
You can't keep yourself at 5.
I like being here. It's not. It's like it's kind of like this zen of
But
like,
you know you guys.
You're enlightened.
yeah.
But how do you feel about your fit personally?
Oh, I think I look good.
okay.
And
Oh,
I
okay.
think I look kind of sexy, but like not kind of like in a weird way. It's like pizza. It's like bad, but you know it's still good. That's what I feel like. You know what I mean? Being younger, I used to be super insecure because I used to look like a circle, and it didn't make me feel super good. Clothing was an outlet of
This dude is the number
a
one
way
fit
that I could
wearer.
appear better.
So is this the order we're gonna put ourselves? This is it. This is what we.
Exact
so
opposite
we're
order for me.
averaged out?
I feel totally cool. I mean, I think this is a solid average. I think everybody looks good.
By the way, the guy in this suit looks like a douchebag, but he seems like he's actually really nice from all he has said thus far. So I kind of feel bad, but like it's an instance where like the fucking the cover does not fit the rest of the book. Okay, like don't judge a book by its cover, but it's very hard not to fucking see this guy as like an entrepreneur, multi-level marketing schemer on Instagram. I was expecting the suit dude to shit on the femboy. You're delusional putting femboy at 5. What is wrong with you, LMAO? I like, this is one of those moments where I just literally fucking hate my community so much for how aggressive you are. It's just a bad fit, bro. Okay? It's literally a fucking bad fit. All right? I got it. You want to jerk off to it, whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to dress like you want to dress that way. It's just that is a very aggressively campy fucking fit. Okay? Sorry. Jesus Christ.
It is what it is.
Can you put on your earmuffs?
Like, I shit on the straightest outfit here, by the way. But everyone is on board with that. But as soon as I fucking say the femboy is just not it, it's way too fucking extra, immediately you're like, you must be homophobic.
Okay, ladies, let's go. Personally, I feel like anyone can wear a suit. So I'd probably move him to like a 3.
When I think of best dress and I think of a male, like suit is the first thing that comes to mind. So I think maybe it would have been a little bit cooler for him to step outside of the box.
I mean, you're free to have that. I would put him at 1, but that's just my style. That's what I like.
I feel like he probably like blows O's with cigars. Like maybe like a very like.
I said the exact same thing about the goth girl, if you remember, or whatever this fit is supposed to be. Like, when you put the fucking, like, you know, Allen Iverson sleeve gloves on, okay, it's just like, it's a wrap. Like, it's too much. You immediately entered cosplay territory, okay? And if you're not going to a convention, then what the fuck's going on, you know? It's not for me at all. I said this last time as well. Like, there's a tasteful way to there's a more conservative way to do goth that's great without looking like Harlequin. Like, you don't want to look like Hot Topic, okay? When you're doing goth shit, like, you don't want to look like you literally rated Hot Topic.
That's a vibe.
I'm a fan of the blue and the brown. He has his belt to match his shoes. To me, that's very important. So just the detail that he put into it, it's not like I just threw on a suit. Like how he said there is intent there, intent in putting on the outfit.
I said this before, she is the best fit out of everyone as far as like,
I want to say 2.
like, this is the best fit out of everyone.
Okay.
Except for the bag.
How do we feel about number 1
that
right
she
now?
has.
I think I'm looking more for what I'm drawn to, and I'm personally just not drawn to it. I really respect his choices. It's just not for me personally. For me, practicality and fashion are so interlinked. Honestly, I think I'm just drawn to traditional things, and it was a little bit too avant-garde for me. I would probably put him at 4.
Can't relate.
That's okay. Go for it. Why can't you relate?
I feel like Sean just has, I mean, he has the second best outfit in the room, you know, but like it's just all around such a cohesive look.
Have you seen his makeup too?
Oh,
the red
yeah.
eyeliner?
Gorgeous.
Like, go off.
Gorgeous.
It takes like confidence to go out and wear what you want to wear. So
bold.
I really like him being #1 personally. I like when guys wear stuff because it represents them and not because it's like trending or a name brand.
Yeah, I think he deserves to be.
#1.
Flower is #1. Red Hat should be #2.
Okay.
I like that he color coordinated. Like I know they said something about like sports, like mismatching. I wouldn't have noticed that.
I noticed the sports. That's just me. I don't really like to cross brands either, unless it's probably like luxury. That's just a hit. But if I'm wearing Adidas, I won't wear Nike.
I really like green shirts, green shirt. You know, that sounds forced.
You're not going to convince me they're not just saying this in order not to be mean? Yeah, I listen, maybe they like it. I don't know. I just like, it's
Felt like I
so
could just go up
beyond
and talk
my,
to him, and he was well dressed, but I
it's
wasn't
beyond
intimidated
my
by him, which I think
comprehension.
is a very fine line in fashion.
Can we just like notice his accessories? Can I see your
Yes.
hands? Look at his ring.
yeah, he's accessorized well. I would maybe go a little bit more, like I would go with like a fucking, like a wallet chain or something like that to complete the e-boy look. Maybe put the shirt in, show off a belt, because it's like a little too plain Jane for the most part, but overall very good. I've told you. Wallet chain, what the fuck? Just stop. Just stop. Oh, why is this community the way it is? Yeah, you just tuck it in and show off the fucking belt a little bit.
Oh, I
The
love
bracelet
that.
hit.
I love rings.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
I think green shirt's one for me. They mentioned that they felt a little sexy. I see that. They're giving me cleavage. Like it's cute.
And then brown shirt.
I like the shoes. I like the accent, the little red accent on the shoes. I'm now noticing that. I don't know if I'd ever wear that hat, but I think it's definitely makes a statement and it's worth talking about.
I feel like he's giving me a lot of very runway streetwear vibes, and I really love how versatile his look is. So he would be #2 for me.
Wait, so how are we gonna rearrange them?
We all clearly have different like interpretations of
Like motherfuckers be like, no, you should dress like a 6-year-old as your femboy attire, and then turn around and they're like, wallet chains are cringe. Like, it's one other fucking way to accessorize. Dudes don't have a lot of options, okay? Shut the fuck up. Your opinion is completely invalidated after you literally said looking like a 6-year-old is poggers, okay? It just, after that, you're done. You're done. I'm sorry. You're literally done. You are no longer a part of this fucking conversation because your opinion is objectively wrong, okay? You have an objectively incorrect opinion on everything.
like what we would wear, obviously, just being on the line. For me, a little bit less is more. So I think because it's so basic, green shirt gave us those accessories. It was like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys like my best everyday fit. Green shirt to the front.
We think green shirts all the way at the front.
I mean, he's either 1 or 2.
I think two.
Okay,
Two?
two.
Okay, you're good
But we
then.
agree that Sean is #1.
Sean can stay there.
Okay.
Flowers could stay there. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What about Red Hat as 5? How do we feel about
I
that?
think that's good.
It's close.
I don't agree. I think,
Right.
you know, obviously. I think Red Hat should be #3 in this.
You want to put suit at #4?
I just, like, I don't know. I don't know, unpopular opinion. Girl, all my friends are drag queens and I'm gay, so I'm not really too into men's fashion. Take my advice with a grain of salt.
I think that like the suit is better than Red Hat, so I'd probably keep him there.
Okay, so let's
Is
just
this
decide between
exposed?
4 and 5.
I don't know. I still say switch him to 5. I don't know. I feel like I've just seen
Red
it
Hat
from-
to
Femboy fashion isn't for me. Curious. Yes, you guys got me. I am a femboy.
Yeah.
I say Red Hat to 5.
I would switch them personally.
Yeah, switch them out, and then you guys switch.
It's kind of like a good medium.
That jacket is way too ugly. If you took that jacket off,
Yeah, I think this is
he would
Convinced
improve.
me. The fit is everything, so yeah.
Yeah.
I got up here. That was pretty interesting. I didn't think I'd be up here actually.
Hey, I was shocked too, but I was not shocked that Sean stayed at 1.
Yeah.
I was not shocked at all. I don't necessarily think Sean was the best dressed. I just think he just made the biggest statement.
I put a lot of thought into my outfit. I like tried to coordinate the clips, and I even got my nails done to like match the flowers. I thought about like every single detail, so maybe they noticed that, and I'm glad that they did.
I thought the shoes were gonna push me up. Honestly, I thought I thought these shoes were gonna do.
I fucking called it. Like I literally called it. They gave him number one because he tried the hardest, which is fucking crazy. No one actually thinks he looked the best. Okay, they're all just being nice. You are not going to convince me otherwise. No, I agree, but it doesn't matter.
Put him on to that. I said, yeah, baby. I'm about to be number at least 2.
You know, just because you put a lot of intention behind it, sometimes it doesn't get noticed in the ways that you think. I think they thought a suit was a safe bet. And
Suits are never good fits in a lineup like this. There's a textbook strict set of rules that defines what a good suit is. It's not about creativity. It's about conformity. Well, on top of that, if you try to be creative with suits, this is what you look like. You look like a fucking Instagram influencer that's selling, that's peddling MLM products no matter what. And that is the problem. That is literally the reason why suits always are a fucking issue, because you're always going to look like a real estate agent, okay? It's trying way too fucking hard.
and that I didn't take too much risk, where in my mind I feel like I took quite a bit of risk wearing like the pattern suit and, you know, the bolder type fit.
Bro, it's a video where you're supposed to pull off a good fit. What is this? Try too hard? A good fit is not trying your fucking hardest. A good fit is supposed to be a good fit that absolutely works, looks like you didn't fucking try your hardest and it looks perfect on you. Okay? Unless you have the brain of a 5-year-old and you literally are just like, no, he tried his hardest, dude. Like, that's why it looks good. That's why it looks good, because he tried the fucking hardest. Like, I mean, look, all of this is subjective, obviously, but it's about looking effortless, okay? Except for high-end fashion. No, even high-end fashion. Look at fucking, like, guys, look at, like, Fashion Week shit. I mean, it's always one fucking accent, okay? When you look at, like, street fits from, like, Paris fashion. Wait, chat's making fun of you, but this is actually your drippiest, one of your nicest and drippiest fits? No, it's not. This fit's fucking dog shit. It was just me visiting my grandparents. This is not my drippiest fit at all. The thing is, like, no, it's about looking cool. The fuck is this effortless shit? I look like trash all year long. No, you're supposed to look effortlessly fucking cool. Holy shit, they made male birth control. Yeah, I got it. It is male birth control. You're right. Okay, even if it's a statement fit, if it's all statement, then it's no longer a statement. Then the statement is you are trying really fucking hard. A statement fit is when you fucking wear something that is balanced and there is like one thing that pops out or stands out. Maybe two. What the fuck is this, dude? Oh, I already showed this. We already looked at this. The argument that confidence equals fashion is not a good take. Just because you're brave in what you wear doesn't mean you're fashionable. That's not what I'm saying. It's a statement piece. It's not the outfit. Yeah, okay. You used to wear that chain shit law? No, I still think it's a good way to accessorize for men. The male accessories are limited. The problem is actually just that you're 30. That's cope. You're literally coping. You are straight the fuck up coping when you say that, oh, it's because you're old that you don't get it. You are, but it's fine. I read way too many chat messages. I know. This is your best fit? What is this? No, this fit is not my best fit at all. This is all casual shit, dude. Like, no, it's like you're showing stuff that I am like wearing on a regular day when I'm with my mom going to a fucking diner. That's not like a fit. Oh, that was Coachella. This doesn't count either. I mean, I guess it does. It's for Coachella. This is actually your best fit. I agree. I think this is a good fit. I do like this. I think that this was a great fit. Yeah. Fucking black turtleneck, black blazer, fucking black on black, cheat code activated, black turtleneck, black blazer, like nice little fucking accent with the chain. And then also on top of that, like, you know, I wanted to put it together with like maybe one extra accessory, you feel me? With the bag. This is a decent outfit, I think. I like it. Peak male drip. What is this? This fit? Yeah, that's aggro. That's too busy. It's way too busy. That's not great. It's way too fucking busy. No, you didn't miss P.O. Box. I'm gonna do it now in a second. Like, it's too busy. My pants should be black in this, and it would be better. Or my shirt should be different, because this is already an aggressive. These are already aggressive pants. The shirt should not be aggressive as well. Really the best one yet. Okay, come on. Yeah. No one will admit this, but this is the best. Okay, stop sending me. Best fit? Yes, that is my best fit. Umberto fit. I mean, this is a costume, chat. You're looking at I'm wearing a costume. I'm a fucking Red Dead Redemption. So, it's this is your best fit by far? Okay. Is this casual or just say no? It is casual, but it is good. It's casual, but it's good. This is fine. This is perfect. All right, we're done. Good fit, good fit. It's another Red Dead Redemption outfit. You look like my brother's friends in high school in this pic. I love every time when I'm giggling. I would argue that all good fits are kind of costume, especially in the post-pandemic fashion worlds. Fresh up Andre. Okay, we're done. All right. Let's go back to the video.
But make it sexy. Like, that's kind of my thing. And, you know, it's not for everybody, but I feel mad comfy. I'm ready for work. I'm ready for a cool little date. Go for a little picnic or something.
Sometimes I get a lot of like hate comments, or some people are like confused, like, hey, you're a guy, like, why are you wearing a skirt? I'm perfectly fine with being who I am. At the end of the day, it's about you and about like what makes you happy.
Oh, that was it. That was literally the end of it. Yo, you need to spawn on the Discord to submit your picks for you to rate. Yeah, this is one of my best, I think. I think it's one of my best fits, straight up. One I've used again and again as well. Explain? This isn't great. It's not the worst. Too many colors. Like, if this was all pink, it would be better. Aprot would be the only one winning the drip competition on Discord. Yeah, motherfuckers in Discord are like, yo, you're motherfuckers in Discord are coming in here just to tell me like my style is dog shit. Okay? How does anyone take this guy seriously, LMAO? Motherfuckers in Discord come in here to tell me my style is dog shit, and then they're like, oh yeah, we really love Aprot's style. It's like, bro, it's literally the same. What's up with you in the high socks? I like high socks. What is this? You sent this back. Hani bu koku ne? Koku ne? Ne yaptın? Uzaktan mı geliyor çöp kokusu? Balık mı? Çok kötü. People be like, I hate your drip, and then buy your merch. It's literally what you wear. You are literally wearing the reverse Ace Ventura. I don't know what the fucking. It's just there's a weird smell happening in the apartment right now. Okay, I broke into an arms factory to destroy fighter jets. I don't care about that. Wait, there was another one that I wanted to watch. Yeah, higher the sock, the downer the fool. Yeah, 100%. Dude, the horny Turks with like incredibly out of pocket fucking takes in the chat in Turkish are some of the weirdest shit. Yeah. No, it's not a down ass fool. Veritasium. Oh yeah, I wanted to watch the Veritasium video. Does anyone have it? The why can't you have nice things video? Play. I need to pee too, so just someone fucking send it to me, and I'll fire it off, and then I'll go pee real quick. Oh, here it is. Thank you.
This is a video about things like cars, phones, and light bulbs.
I gotta pee so bad. I'll be back.
Conspiracy that made them worse. This video was sponsored by NordVPN. More about them at the end of the video. I am outside Livermore Fire Station number 6. And in here, they have the longest continuously on light bulb in the world. It has been on for 120 years, since 1901. There it is, huh? It's not even connected to a light switch, but it does have a backup battery and generator. So the big question is, how has this light bulb lasted so long? It was manufactured by hand not long after commercial light bulbs were first invented. And yet, it has been running for over 1 million hours, way longer than any light bulb today is meant to last. A while back, a friend of mine told me this story, that someone had invented a light bulb that would last forever, years ago, but they never sold it because an everlasting light bulb makes for a terrible business model. I mean, you would never have any repeat customers, and eventually you would run out of people to sell light bulbs to. I thought this story sounded ridiculous. If you could make an everlasting light bulb, then everyone would buy your light bulb over the competitors. And so you could charge really high prices, make a lot of money, even if demand would eventually dry up. I just couldn't imagine that we had better light bulbs in the past and then intentionally made them worse. But it turns out I was wrong. At least, sort of. Inventing a viable electric light was hard. I mean, this is the typical incandescent design, which just involves passing electric current through a material, making it so hot that it glows. You know, less than 5% of the electrical energy comes out as light. The other 95% is released as heat. So these are really heat bulbs, which give off a little bit of light as a byproduct. You know, the temperature of the filament can get up to 2800 Kelvin. That is half as hot as the surface of the sun. At temperatures like those, most materials melt, and if they don't melt, they burn. which is why in the 1840s, Warren de la Rue came up with the idea of putting the filament in a vacuum bulb so there's no oxygen to react with. By 1879, Thomas Edison had made a bulb with a cotton thread filament that lasted 14 hours. Other inventors created bulbs with platinum filaments or other carbonized materials, and gradually the lifespan of bulbs increased. The filaments changed from carbon to tungsten, which has a very high melting point, and by the early 1920s, average bulb lifetimes were approaching 2,000 hours, with some lasting 2,500 hours. But this is when lifetimes stopped getting longer and started getting shorter. In Geneva, Switzerland, just before Christmas 1924, there was a secret meeting of top executives from the world's leading light bulb companies. Philips, International General Electric, Tokyo Electric, Osram from Germany, and the UK's Associated Electric, among others. They formed what became known as the Phoebus Cartel, named after Phoebus, the Greek god of light. There, all these companies agreed to work together to help each other by controlling the world's supply of light bulbs. In the early days of the electrical industry, there had been lots of different small light bulb manufacturers, but by now, they had largely been consolidated into these big corporations, each dominant in a particular part of the world. The biggest threat they all faced was from longer-lasting light bulbs. For example, in 1923, Osram sold 63 million light bulbs, but the following year, they sold only 28 million. Light bulbs were lasting too long, eating into sales. So all the companies in the cartel agreed to reduce the lifespan of their bulbs to 1,000 hours, cutting the existing average almost in half. But how could each company ensure that the other companies would actually follow the rules and make shorter lasting light bulbs? After all, it would be in each of their individual interests to make a better product to outsell the others. Well, to enforce the 1,000-hour limit, each of the manufacturers had to send in sample bulbs from their factories, and they were tested on big test stands like this one. If a bulb lasted significantly longer than 1,000 hours, well, then the company was fined. If a bulb lasted longer than 3,000 hours, well, the fine was 200 Swiss francs for every 1,000.
That's how the free market works, okay? Like, you don't understand. Like, this is how it works. This is just, capitalism breeding innovation. You see, you simple fools do not understand that if you make a better product, then, you're not gonna be able to sell a lot more of that other product that is made to break.
Bulbs sold, and there are records of these fines being issued to companies. But how do you make a worse light bulb in the first place? Well, the same engineers who had previously been tasked with extending the lifespan now had to find ways to decrease it. So they tried different materials, different shaped filaments, and thinner connections, and if you look at the data, they were successful. Ever since the formation of the cartel, the lifespan of...
Do you think the same logic applies to medicine? No, not entirely. Because there is a socialized component to medicine, but it also does apply to medicine as well. Like capitalism making it so that and big pharma protecting IP, making it so that you don't experiment, you don't do enough R&D, or even if you do R&D, but a patent is slated to expire, you just kind of toss it out, or you hide it and you patent guard by basically changing the delivery mechanism, for example, or like minor tweaks to the same fucking the same drug that you have for years and years to extend the patent as best as you can. Wrong. Planned obsolescence isn't real. What? Neoliberalism is great. First of all, it 100% is real. And I'm talking about like in big pharma. People will say that like the most common meme is that big pharma is not trying to cure us, but they're just basically they're not trying to cure us. They're not looking for a cure, but instead they're just looking to hook you on drugs or whatever the fuck, right? So that's not entirely true. But they will absolutely take advantage of the fact that there is just inelastic demand all the way through and through, because you'll fucking literally die if you don't have the drugs. So they'll price you at whatever the fuck they can. And America is a great example of this. The American drug market, the American drug consumers are an incredible example of this. But big pharma fucks over people in different ways, not by like refusing to research actual cures or some shit like that. For the most part, they don't do that. U.S. medicine is about treating, not curing. Not necessarily. The opiate crisis says otherwise. I mean, there is no cure though, guys. There is no fucking cure to the disease of addiction. Like, they're douchebags and they're trying to fucking do their best to continue having you hooked on other fucking drugs and shit, but it's not like there's a fucking cure for it, you know what I mean? And they're like simply hiding it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of diseases are super complicated to treat, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm very careful with the way I'm talking about big pharma, in the sense that like there isn't like a AIDS vaccine or some shit, and you know, there isn't like a cure for HIV and they're hiding it so they fucking get you hooked on like this incredibly expensive drugs instead. Like, there isn't like a cancer cure that they're hiding. That's like what QAnon people think, you know what I mean? There actually is a cure for pain. It's called magnets. What? What the fuck? Anyway, the overwhelming majority of the public has no idea how fucking complicated this stuff is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like when people just rush to that. Like, big pharma is pretty fucking evil, okay? Probably some of the most evil people on the planet. Having said that, though, like, people assuming that there's like a cure for fucking cancer, and they're not, like, they're just hiding it, and that shit's dumb as fuck.
Light bulbs steadily decreased, so that by 1934, the average lifespan was just 1,205 hours. And just as they had planned, sales increased for cartel members by 25% in the 4 years after.
Fuck, last point. Especially because you have to remember that there is a lot of socialized components within the innovation structure. So it's still fucking publicly funded research that is looking for answers to the problems that we have. It's not fucking Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson doing R&D. They're not the only ones doing R&D. Most of the R&D is still coming from publicly funded research and NIH grants and universities. So they're not going to stop like the fucking cure to cancer if they could find it. Anyway. But the greatest example I will give you as far as like modern medicine and it being dog shit is physical therapy versus focusing on just not feeling pain, right? Pain avoidance versus like actually trying to treat your physical issues. Physical therapy is actually curing the problems that you have. Medication, on the other hand, basically is just avoiding the pain. So you're not literally fucking you're not actually healing yourself. You're just basically avoiding the pain. And I'm not saying like pain management is really important and it can be debilitating, right? So I totally understand that. But you ultimately should still seek to eliminate the root cause of the problem. And that is, numbing the pain is not doing that. I don't think avoiding is the right word. I mean, what would it be considered? There's a different word for it that I can't think of right now. Physical therapy be chiropractic? No, I'm not talking about chiropractors. I'm talking about fucking physical therapists. No, I think avoidance is suppressing the pain, I guess, or masking the pain. You're that's what it is. You're mitigating the pain. When you take a painkiller, you're fucking stopping the nerve endings from feeling the pain, right? But the reason why you have pain to begin with is because it's your body telling you that you have a fucking problem. And if you just keep mitigating the symptoms, you're basically just avoiding the problem that you have, which is precisely why physical therapy is what should be focused on when it comes to all of the issues that you have with your body. I'm not talking about fucking chiropractors. I'm sorry.
1926. And even though the cost of components came down,
yes, there are things like nerve damage. I'm not talking about that
unchanged, so they increased their profit margins. So did people know that the light bulb companies were conspiring together to make their products worse? No. The Phoebus cartel claimed that its purpose was to increase standardization and efficiency of light bulbs. I mean, they did establish this screw thread as standard. You can find it on virtually all light bulbs around the world now. But all evidence points to the cartels being motivated.
Okay, guys. What really triggers me is when I'm like very clear on what I'm saying, and you purposefully derive a point that I'm not making out of a point I'm actually making. I never said that painkillers have no utility. I'm simply stating that in a lot of instances where you have some sort of physical ailment, you could absolutely cure it. You could absolutely cure the problem rather than just avoid the pain. That doesn't mean like there's nerve damage. So there's some kinds of nerve damage that you can't fucking fix with physical therapy. Like for example, shingles, like the type of shingles that I got, is literally considered, I think, like the fucking suicide shingles or some shit, especially if you have it in your fucking head, in the area that I had it, because the pain was, it seemed permanent. It was impossible to fucking deal with. There is no amount of physical therapy that you can do that will stop you from feeling pain in that area, okay? It's just nothing you can do in that instance, especially if you have permanent nerve damage that especially if you have a permanent nerve damage from that from the shingles, right? There's nothing you can do in that situation. It's literally just on your fucking it's on your skin. There's different ways that you can try to mitigate the pain, but ultimately you might have to take fucking some kind of opiate or something like that to dull the pain, okay? There are fucking obviously certain kinds of pain that is impossible to deal with just physical therapy. What I'm talking about is like backaches and shit like that people immediately overprescribe opiates for.
Motivated by profits and increased sales, not by what was best for consumers. So one of the reasons this—
I love you, Hassan, but let's not act like you were being 100% clear. It sounded like you were implying most, if not all, health issues can be treated with physical therapy. Yeah, that's what I was implying. Do you have third-degree burns on your face, dude? And your nerve endings are constantly flared up? Do physical therapy.
This light bulb has lasted so long is because it was made before the cartel era. Another reason is because the filament has always been—
Oh my god, this dude said that hair transplant is not subtle. That's very nice of you to say that, to think that I have a hair transplant. That means that I have a good hairline. Thank you.
Run at low power, just 4 or 5 watts. It was meant to be a nightlight for the fire station, to provide just enough light so that firemen wouldn't run into things at night. And the fact that it was always on reduced the thermal cycling of the filament and components, limiting the stress caused by thermal expansion and contraction. The Phoebus cartel was initially planned to last at least until 1955, but it fell apart in the 1930s. It was already struggling due to outside competition and non-compliance amongst some of its members, but the outbreak of World War II is really what finished it off. So this cartel was dead, but its methods survive to this day. There are lots of companies out there that intentionally shorten the lifespan of their products. It's a tactic known now as planned obsolescence. This was actually the subject of Casey Neistat's first viral video, all the way back in 2003.
Thank you for calling Apple. My name's Ryan. May I have your first name, please? Casey. All right. What seems to be the issue today?
I have an iPod that I bought about 18 months ago, and the battery is dead on it.
18 months. Okay, it's past its year, which basically means for there'll be a charge of $255 plus a mailing fee to send it to us to refurb it, to correct it. But at that price, you might as well go get a new one.
This video got millions of views in a time before YouTube or social media, and it spawned a class action lawsuit, which Apple settled out of court. But it didn't stop the company from practicing planned obsolescence. After an iOS update in 2017, users of older iPhones found apps loading significantly slower or the device shutting down altogether. Apple said they throttled performance to protect the battery of older devices and increase their longevity. Of course, that wouldn't be an issue if the batteries were replaceable. In a series of lawsuits that concluded in 2020, Apple was fined or reached settlements to pay hundreds of millions of dollars. Undoubtedly, this amount pales in comparison to the extra revenue they generate by limiting the lifespan of their products. But some would argue that planned obsolescence isn't just about greed, but that it's also good for everyone. During the Great Depression in the 1930s, when as much as a quarter of Americans were out of work, an American real estate broker, Bernard London, proposed mandatory planned obsolescence as a way to get...
It's not bullshit, but not telling your users is sketchy? No, it is literally bullshit. It is literally fucking bullshit. There is no world in which you would describe planned obsolescence as an overall good thing. There's no it's not good. It is literally bad. You are buying, oftentimes for the same, if not higher price, a shittier fucking product. Like, can you imagine doing planned obsolescence for vehicles, for example? Like, which is happening more and more frequently. I'm sure that it will ultimately start happening for vehicles as well. Super capitalism. Like, they kind of have it, but it's not to the same degree as like Apple, where you literally have it every 2 years.
People back to work and lift America out of the Depression. He wrote, "I would have the government assign a lease of life to shoes and homes and machines when they are first
You're talking
created,
about like you're probably planned obsolescence is like tire shit, like or car parts. Not in the same way that like an entire car is fucking done after 2 years or after a year when the new model comes
term
out.
Of their existence definitely known by the consumer. After the allotted time had expired, these things would be legally dead and would be controlled by the duly appointed governmental agency and destroyed if there is widespread unemployment." Now this might sound like a wild fringe idea, but people were clearly afraid of being put out of work by technological progress and products that were too good. There was even a popular Oscar-nominated film about it. This is The Man in the White Suit from 1951. It's about a scientist who invents the perfect fiber. It won't stain or break or fray.
I think I've succeeded in the copolymerization of amino acid residues and carbohydrate molecules, both containing ionic groups. It's really perfectly simple.
The Academy Award nomination was for Best Screenplay. I kid you not. Anyway, everyone is initially excited about our hero's scientific discovery. He makes a suit out of the thread, and it has to be white because the fiber is so stain-resistant it can't even be dyed. But this is when trouble strikes. The factory owners realize they won't be able to sell as much of this thread because it's so durable. And the workers worry it'll put them out of a job.
Why can't you scientists leave things alone? What about my bit of washing when there's no washing to do?
This is when you get the climactic scene where factory workers and factory owners team up to chase down the scientist to destroy him and his invention. And believe it or not, this movie may have been inspired by real events. In the 1940s, the synthetic fiber nylon replaced silk in stockings, and it was so durable that the products became an overnight sensation. There were literal riots when women tried to get their hands on them. When the manufacturers realized they had made the product too good, They didn't destroy the fiber, but they did follow the example of the Phoebus cartel. They instructed their engineers and scientists to find ways to weaken the product, to shorten its lifespan so people would have to buy more. Now, it seems like consumers are finally fighting back against planned obsolescence. In the European Union and in over 25 states in the US, there's proposed legislation to enshrine the right to repair. Now, these laws would force manufacturers to make it easier to repair their products.
Like that one
They would have to
GME
provide
guy, the
information
one that
and
talked
access to
about
parts,
GME.
So you could replace a battery or fix a cracked screen at a third-party repair shop without voiding your warranty. So if the right to repair does become law, does that mean artificial obsolescence will be gone for good? Sadly, no, because there is one last thing manufacturers can use to make their products obsolete, which is you. Henry Ford released the first mass-market car, the Model T, in 1908, and he envisioned it like a workhorse, an affordable tool that wouldn't wear out, a bit like the
Henry Ford envisioned some other shit too.
everlasting light bulb.
You know what I mean?
In 1922, Ford said, "We want the man who buys one of our cars never to have to buy another. We never make an improvement that renders any previous model obsolete." But by 1920, 55% of American families already owned a car. Nearly everyone that could afford one had one. And that same year, there was a small economic downturn driving down sales for both Ford and General Motors. In 1921, DuPont, the chemical and paint company, took over the controlling share in General Motors, and they started experimenting with painting cars different colors. Up until then, Henry Ford had said, you could have whatever color you like, so long as it's black. It took a couple years of testing, but in 1924, GM released their first cars in different colors, and soon after, they introduced a trick that feels very familiar now. Each new year, they would introduce cars in different colors. The goal wasn't just to make Ford's Model T look outdated, but to make their own cars feel outdated every year, encouraging customers to trade in their old cars for shiny new ones. Years later, GM's head of design Harley Earl candidly discussed his role in creating what he called dynamic obsolescence. Our big job is to hasten obsolescence. In 1934, the average car ownership span was 5 years.
Yes, DuPont, famous for fucking poisoning everyone in America and around the world with Teflon.
Now, which was 1955, it is 2 years. When it is 1 year, we will have a perfect score. By the time he said this, General Motors was the most valuable company in the world.
Bro, they unlocked skins, dude. They just basically, they recognize, oh shit, DLCs and skins, baby.
And it sold half of all vehicles purchased in the US every year. These days, the world's most valuable company, Apple, seems to have copied directly out of this playbook. I mean, new styles every year? Check. New special colors every year? Check. Marginal technological improvement? Check. I mean, is this useful innovation or just a gimmick? The inspiration for General Motors, and hence for Apple, comes from fashion, where real innovation is all but impossible. So the only way to make people feel the urgency to get out there and buy is to create styles that last but one season. The trouble then is you run through these styles too quickly, and then what are you supposed to do? Well, just
fucking Femboy Friday, baby. That's what it is. Before you know it, it's Femboy Friday, and you're dressing like a 6-year-old, and everyone in the chat is upset at you for saying that it is not for you. Okay?
Recycle the styles from a few decades ago. The iPhone also shows this recycling trend. I mean, just look at the way the edges were initially rounded, and then they were squared off. And then they were rounded again, and now they're squared off. And how much do you want to bet that the iPhone 14 has rounded edges?
Wait, I'm confused because they all look fucking squared off. Every single one of them was pretty squared off.
I think the point is that with design and styling, there is no best. There's only different, which is apparently enough to remind us that we don't have the latest and greatest.
Shit on half your community on Community Day? Really? Dude, you're gonna get butthurt?
And so we have to rush out.
Half my community dresses up as 6-year-old femboys. Is that what it is?
Keep buying.
Not the